I actually thought about it. You don't have to change it. He told me to. So I thought about it.
I'm gonna have to send him in there to see.
All right. I see that, some of you stuck around. Thank you for staying, those who did. So next on the agenda, I have Miss Amy Horn for Castle of Carolina.
Oh, boy, that's a
boy.
tough act to follow. Thank you so much for allowing me to come and speak to you all. I'm Amy Horn, I'm the Executive Director for CASA here in Caroline County. We advocate for children who are in foster care due to abuse and neglect. And our signature campaign every year is the Pinwheels for Prevention campaign that's held during the month of April. April is Child Abuse Prevention Month. And so I'm here to ask the town of Greensboro to once again support our campaign by doing a sponsorship and creating a pinwheel display, and also hopefully filming a video clip for our Pass the Pinwheel video. So I've got this one page. I know I gave one to Tammy already, and our sponsorship form is on one side. On the other side is the campaign brief that just reviews all of the campaign activities, including the video, Wear Blue Day on April 10th, the pinwheel planting ceremony, the large community-wide one we'll be doing. Also the Pinwheels of Hope coloring project that CCPS students do. Last year, we had nearly 1,200 CCPS students participate in that project. So it's gotten, I know, it's like a quarter of all Caroline County students participate in that, which is pretty substantial. So, you know, this campaign is really growing, and really the whole idea behind creating these displays, the pinwheel displays, is to show folks that Caroline County, and in your case, the town of Greensboro, are committed to providing safe spaces for children and keeping children and families safe. So that's the idea behind the awareness aspect. Part of what we do also with the fundraising is work on educating the community. So last year we provided bilingual rack cards with the warning signs of abuse and neglect, what folks can look for. This year, we are looking to do a different rack card, and also I've applied for funding to get a more substantial booklet that tells people what to do if child abuse is suspected. But we're looking at bilingual rack cards that are really going to give ways to strengthen families, ways that families can really support each other, because that's really the goal for keeping children safe. It's to strengthen families. We do believe, while we advocate for children in foster care, and a lot of the children for whom we advocate do end up being adopted, we know that children do best when they can remain with their families of origin. And so really we're working on spreading the word about preventing child abuse. So that's the campaign. So any questions?
Thank you for all you do, though. I know CASA is really important to a lot of the people out there and to a lot of the children. So
Yes.
thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. And Tammy, you have a form, right? And here I'll give, can we do more? Yes, absolutely. With the sponsorship, you can get a whole lot more.
How much is
Well,
the
that's
sponsorship?
Okay, great.
It's right there. There's several different tiers.
You
Yeah.
can do $500, $300, $150, and $50.
Where's the cheap one? Where's four?
$150, you get the recognition, index materials,
Yeah.
name on pinwheel garden banner, and
I
15
will tell you,
pinwheels at a
last
low.
year you guys did the $500.
I was gonna say, I thought we did the 500
Which
last year.
gets you a bigger bang for your buck in terms of your logo being on more.
Yeah, we did last year.
I will also tell you that the town of Ridgely is
will.
already committed to
Go
the
ahead.
$500 one.
Number one.
I think that's what y'all did last year.
But I'll make a motion that we do the 500 sponsor, like, no, I'll do the 500, like we did last year.
I'll second it. Second, motion to second, any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
There you go.
Great.
I
Thank
thought we
you
did it
so
last
much.
Yeah, I saw my.
And honestly, my hope also is that by creating this pinwheel garden, pinwheel display here in Greensboro, it's gonna help unify your residents a little bit too, because that's something that
Put them all
everyone
up from
comes
the town
together
hall.
on, and preventing child abuse. So
All right.
thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Thank you.
Are you gonna put them out in front of the town hall again like you did last year?
Yeah.
So, all right, so now we're gonna move on to the committee reports. As you make your committee reports, we can read, so if you wanna keep them brief, brevity.
For me.
Oh, he's
That's for
looking at
me.
you.
That help? That help?
Yes, sir.
Town manager.
I'm trying to see what has not been. addressed. Yeah,
Any Kingman Meadows update? How about that?
well, going back and forth with them, I kind of dumped that on Brandon, talking to, the rep from DR Horton, because they were talking about as-bills and, help me out.
Yeah, so they need as-built from 2006 to MDE approved. And being Baldwin did some revisions. MDE's basically trying to beat around the bush and they're arguing the point that they never built anything to start with there, they're not. So all they did was just add a lot here and there, so it shouldn't be a problem, and they don't see it being a problem, he's just having a very difficult time trying to track down some as-bills for everything that's in there, whether it's stormwater, sewer lines, what was updated from 2006, 2023.
They all have to be stamped approved is what it is.
Some except for the new stuff that they from underground just did.
Oh, the new stuff, because we found,
Whose equipment sitting out there?
Underground.
we had the
Is that-
stuff from way back. And I was supposed to let you know, Jamie went to court with Lindsay on the boarding property, and they have 30 days.
So we go in again and remove everything.
31
But-
days until you do that.
That's the ball hazard.
30 days.
Yeah.
The thing that I'm kind of disappointed in is the limited amount that we can collect on it. Because of employee time and everything, we can't
What would it take to condemn it?
assess that.
It's not condemnable. I mean, in the condition it is right now, it has to be,
I mean,
Like that.
if we'd have left it alone, it would be, but yeah.
possibly, but the one we did on,
Academy.
yes,
You want it took 10 years?
that's an actual danger to the public of entry and holes in the floor and electric dangling.
I'm just curious.
So, Tammy's in her the report here has talked about the e-billing and stuff for our quarterly for our bills, so.
Right.
Tammy, what I'd like for you and your staff to do is come up with a policy, because then you and I have talked about, we need to have a policy so we treat everybody fairly and equally. Come up with a policy for the board to consider at the next council meeting, if you can do that.
I
So
have
that
a
we can move
question.
forward with that.
Can I ask a question?
Absolutely.
Since we're going to or would like to go to an e-billing system and an e-payment system, is there any way to get the cars relieved for people? They shouldn't be fined for paying the water bill the way that we want them to go paperless.
We'll look into it, because it's gotta be one.
Yeah.
I mean, I can go online on some of my stuff and pay without a fees. We'll look into it.
Okay, thank you. Just a question.
So read through her notes on that. If you have any thoughts, you let her know before this, so she can come up with that. All right, anybody have anything for Tammy? Town attorney.
The only update is the operator RFP, I sent it out, did anyone review it, any concerns? I know it was long. Are we ready to issue it?
Yes.
I am, yes.
Yes.
And then I also worked with Jamie to send a letter to the salvage vehicle person. So we were working on a citation and eventually court.
Maybe he'll come and get them. I doubt it.
I doubt it, but
So we're sending out the RFP for the wastewater treatment operator. Have we sent out anything for individual?
no, we can place an advertisement for, I think it's a 5A wastewater treatment plant license. I don't know what an engineer wanted, but, we can certainly place an advertisement, Indeed, like on Indeed, and see if anyone applies
Okay.
while we're putting the RFP out. I don't see an issue doing that.
No, shouldn't hurt anything.
No.
Okay,
Or bill up a little more, that's all.
so you'd need a licensed wastewater. Is anyone on staff licensed water? So we'd need that, okay.
Okay. Chief Combs?
So we have lots of scams. I'm thinking 1, 2, 3, 4 reports since our last meeting. I won't say any names, but there was a citizen of Greensboro that got a phone call, demanding, $3,000. Otherwise his family was going to be harmed. They actually sent him pictures of his family and his house, probably from what he had posted on social media. And then sent him some pictures of bodies that were mutilated. And he was like scared to death to go home, so I called Jake, he went over there. That's a
Delegation.
scam. Also had a lady at a business in town had an email from what she thought was her boss, asking for her personal cell phone number and to wait by her phone for a text. So then got this text message that she needed to go to obtain a Apple gift card. So she left the business, went to Dollar General with her own credit card, purchased a $500 gift card. She scratched off the back, called back the person, I'm sorry, texted, there were any phone calls, and they demanded another $500. She went back inside and her credit card got denied. There's another scam. There was an Indian accent lady who called this lady and said that her Walmart card had some charges and requested $1,000. This lady, she did not have a Walmart card, but when she began to answer some of the questions, she's like, well, I'll call you back. So she did not get the $1,000. We had an arrest for violation of a protective order. This gentleman was served and within half an hour, he came back to the residence in the town of Greensboro. We went in there and he was sitting on the couch and he says, I got kicked out and I have no place to go. I think the sheriff department, when they served him with the protective order, tried to get him like a church or like Salvation Army. There's nothing available, so he said, I have nowhere to go. So he came back and he said, take me to jail. I thought that's kind of interesting, but that was his only, he thought that was his only recourse is to go to jail, and he got held on no bond. So kind of an interesting, sad case, but
It's cold outside.
yeah, it's cold, so yeah.
So on our newsletter, can we do a little blog and basically hook people with different resources on internet phishing scams?
I mean, can we just put like, I'm certified to kind of educate people? I mean, could we have like a workshop for?
Yes.
Yeah, that'd be great.
citizens?
Yep.
Good. We'll work on that, Amanda.
Yep,
We'll
gotcha.
work on that, and, yeah, absolutely. And that's all I got.
Public Works, Brandon?
Well, I'll keep it pretty short and sweet. The only thing I want to bring up, we met with Suez, Eclair, or whatever the company is this week, USG. And just talk about, because this year, the water tower behind Save-A-Lot is to get power washed and painted as part of the contract. So we got talking about, some people talk about the water being slimy, chlorine being heavy in certain areas. And one thing that is the big wreck for the region, he gave us some literature on a mixer. So apparently when your water tower is full of water, and that one is subject to a lot of mildew on it. The mildew, basically the chlorine and everything just eats itself. So sometimes it gets doused. It can get doused too much or not enough. And what it is saying, or what it says is, hey, this is enough chlorine that it should be. It's really not, because the algae on the inside could be eaten. So when he's gonna work on some prices on actually putting a mixer in there. Means this one is due to be drained in this year. It seems like a pretty good, me and Amanda both sat in there on this. just that way, if somebody missed anything, but it was, it seemed pretty interesting. I mean, you could pay for it over the course of the 3 years, but as part of their contract. And then after that, I mean, they have to maintain that mixer. If that mixer goes up, they're the ones that are responsible for troubleshooting it and fixing it. So,
Brent, I have one question for you, buddy. People are complaining about the water quality in our town. Is it possible to go to the neighboring towns and get a water sample? Talk to, the public works guys, get a water sample, get our sample, let's get them tested. Let's see what the difference is between all 3 or 4 towns, just to see if our water is, if there is something wrong.
We just had ours tested.
Right, ours, but
but
people are
just
still
see
complaining.
what the other town,
Yeah, and
Yeah,
just see what their
and-
levels are, and see if we can't get
For-
this thing.
just so that way everybody's on the same page and know. We did 6 different places around town that we tested the water. And every one of them, I got the paperwork, I think it's in the truck out there. Every one of them have came back satisfactory for all levels. There was no problem with them. And the one people that were here from Maple Avenue, we went right to their next door neighbor and got it. And that was actually probably the best water that we tested that day. But we tested it from Maple Avenue, School Street, Sunset, Greensboro Road, Boyce Mill Road, and Academy. So, but I don't see a problem with doing that.
We need to check to see if we, by the water quality report,
Yeah.
It was posted, because we have to.
And then that,
So I'll look.
I could have sworn, Lindsay might tell me if I'm wrong, but I thought the water quality report also went into the newspaper.
It did. It did.
I remember seeing it, but I can't remember
We get in trouble
the
for that.
exact,
we're, okay, so we do one.
Yes, it was.
you have to.
Yeah. And back to Brandon's discussion, I also had a phone meeting with the meter company, whatever name they go by. And they weren't very happy with me, but I gave them until Tuesday to have some sort of, a game plan update. I gave them until March 1st to get things resolved once and for all, or they could come here and speak to you guys. Because I told them I'm tired of listening to residents being so frustrated because things are so messed up and it's stemming from their meters and the telephone's down, so.
All right, good idea. Community outreach, Amanda.
We discussed when we sent out the information for Evo and everything else, we're gonna update everybody's contact information, because when we did make those phone calls, which it took like 2 days to make those phone calls, a lot of phone numbers are incorrect. I know that the residents were like, why don't you have everybody's phone number? Well, people change their phone numbers. So we're gonna send out updated contact information sheets. What I'm curious to know is, do we think that it would be functional to have DBF come in and give an actual explanation to people to answer the questions that were unable to be answered because someone said they didn't understand the water stuff? Would it be practical for them to come back in?
So we were trying to get.
We were trying to get them to come back.
And they couldn't
They
get here.
weren't available at that time. I mean, if we want to, just know that it's. We talk about expenses, they're not cheap.
To come to the meeting.
It's billable time.
I think that's something that we should consider.
I can,
So
once
in-
I can ask.
In
Yeah, I don't
reference,
know what the cost is or if that's, if it's even practical with the calls, but just to have some more updated answers. I mean, now we definitely have residents that are much more interested.
Mhm, which was the purpose.
Yes, I agree.
so in your phone tag or your phone issues, we bill the property owner. We don't bill the tenant. So if you have tenant property, and you're calling the property owner, the actual billed subject. So if they don't communicate to their tenant, we can't resolve that issue.
Right.
The only thing we can do is express that they tell their tenants to either follow some type of social forum or something where they can get the information, but all, our newsletter goes out with our water bill,
Yeah.
which is given to the property owner, it's not given to the tenants.
Right.
And I think some of the confusion out here tonight was their tenants.
Even with the ones that are, what I'm assuming, like, we had a lot of residents whose phone numbers went to MRDC, and I have no idea why. That was like the weirdest thing to me. that their
They
phone number was
probably,
MRDC.
in the beginning, had some type of assistance through MRDC, and that was the number.
But then, like, so we just need
Yeah.
their contact information, February 26th, for the website, they're gonna have a presentation, so if anybody's available on that day, I'll get you guys sometimes for Zoom, if you wanna join in. Hopefully that'll be done in the next year.
That's not right.
I went back, what was it, in 2020, it's been 2023, and in notes, Tammy said, it'll be done, they're telling us it'll be done in January 2023.
Yeah.
That's when they
It's
had
close.
projected it to be done,
That's
so,
close.
there's
We could
that.
probably find a high school kid do a better job.
At this point, yes, oh boy. I'm curious about the water study from other towns, I don't think the residents will believe us, so if it's an expensive thing to do, I feel like that's a waste of time. Cause they're just gonna say,
It's just a matter of exchanging information with other communities. I mean, we just create a spreadsheet and share the data. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it's like when you shop around communities about rent.
oh, I thought you wanted fresh water samples done.
Well, the freshwater samples, I don't think they'll do them, but I'm sure they've had them done within the past year because it's mandated, isn't it? So they have the data.
So,
Exactly, yeah. But I mean, but the information's there. I don't have a problem with that.
okay, that's it, that's all I got.
All right, thank you. Our company, Rich?
Our addition is finally getting finished. I think they got a couple more panels of metal to put on it and do some trim work and then got a hole between the hall and the addition. So hopefully by the end of the month, that will come.
What about the other stuff?
What else?
So the addition's just gonna be walk-in coolers, right?
Oh, right, oh, believe me, they have a committee together for a building.
I did think you guys were working on the building design.
Yes,
That's
yeah,
exciting.
there's been a committee put together and we're starting to meet, come up with what our wants and needs are. So,
Do you have somebody to write the grants?
you know,
Okay,
Well,
but I was told the town was,
that's why I'm asking.
Uh-huh.
I was like, where are we at?
Uh-huh.
yeah, because, I spoke with Henry about it.
Okay.
And she has approached me about it. Brandon, one of the things I wanted to ask you, when you're talking about the water, when was the last time the hydrants in this whole town were tested and run for 20 or 25 minutes?
I can tell you that was about 2003.
I know, because I was probably the last one to do it.
So recently, within the past 2 weeks, that side from the bridge over, that side has been completely done. Every hydrant's been tested, ran, and our goal, is to about April, when it gets a little bit warmer, just so that way there's no chance of freezing. Do it at nighttime, so that way nobody really gets impacted. You don't have a lot of people calling and saying the road's flooded.
Because that's where a lot of your problems can come, when you're getting to the dead ends and that on those lines. It's just sitting there. If they aren't getting flushed yearly, you're gonna have problems. Because when Miller had it, that was one of the things they were responsible for doing. Is they were in here all the time flushing hydrants.
And that's a big preventive maintenance that realistically should be done every year.
Well, they claim you should exercise the valves twice a year.
Exercise and valve.
Yeah, twice a year, and you should do all your water turn off and shut off valves twice a year too for your street system. Just exercise the valve. Otherwise, when you really need to shut it off, that's when you ring it off.
So
So
we did
April,
order a 2003 Tahoe for command. unit, which will be.
2003?
23.
2020.
They got the leftover.
I'm sorry.
Give me one.
I'm sorry. 2023, and it's replacing the 2006. We should have it in about 2 months.
Hey, can I, say something, because little birdie today. I don't know who's in charge of your committee for the designing and everything, but, taking consideration money from the county. Is if you do similar to what Ridgely did with the.
Oh,
ambulances.
we're waiting for the county. to
Yeah,
say
they've
yea or nay.
approached my employer. There was a breakdown in, yeah, there was a breakdown in communication.
As of today, it was brought up again, so.
That's already been in the works.
Well, the problem is the chief misspoke and had Larry Porter thinking that they were moving our whole command staff from headquarters to Greensboro.
No.
And it became a nightmare,
No.
but Jimmy Harvey misspoke. They've got that resolved this past week. So I think everybody's communicating now, but there was a big misunderstanding. The commissioners had a little mini stroke.
I was in the vehicle when Mr. Harvey spoke with Mr. Porter.
Oh.
And it was put to Mr. Porter, is the county interested in coming along with us in the new firehouse for the station here in town? And Mr. Porter's response was, why the hell would we go there when we just spent all that money on that place?
Yeah, he thought we were moving headquarters. He did not realize we wanted to move just the medic. It became a big nightmare. Trust me, I got cornered as soon as I got to work.
Well, we told Larry he could buy it all.
I think they've got it straightened out and they're actually communicating now.
Okay.
Yeah, but, yeah, there was a big misconception. Which probably stalled all the communications.
Well,
That's all that is.
speaking of misconceptions, apparently I misspoke when I told the guy I didn't understand the water study thing. I don't understand a lot of the engineering of it, but I understand the bottom line. I don't know how they got to the numbers where they're at, but I understand the numbers that they put out there, so I'm not old and feeble yet, but anyway, just old business. Buy any old business? New business.
No, I have old business. I wanna know what we're looking to sell that old Tahoe for, so if somebody puts some numbers together,
Old Tahoe, what old Tahoe?
and then the Tahoe, the police one?
Oh, we're selling cop cars?
Yeah, the old one, I'm talking about the old one specifically,
The black one.
they're all
No,
black.
it's the one Billy used to drive, Charger, isn't it?
No.
No,
No?
So, we have 3 new Ford Explorers.
Right, and you have 3 old Ford Explorers.
We have, 2 old Ford Explorers. One is an old K9 car, that's a 2013.
With a brand new motor.
With a brand new motor on it. We have a 2017 Explorer that we got from Ridgely. has
Tahoe's a 16.
And 16 Tahoe. The problem with the Tahoe is it's 2-wheel drive.
Right.
Everything else is all-wheel drive or 4-wheel drive. So that's where we stand, and we have the Dodge Charger that has just been sitting there, and that's 2013. So I'd like to get rid of the 2013 old K9 car, which is a Ford Explorer, and the 2013 Charger.
so are we not looking to get rid of the Tahoe? The 2016 Tahoe, the old Tahoe? I just know that there might have been a fire department that might have been interested in it.
Oh, I mean, it's only 2-wheel drive, that could be,
It's the original police package 2-wheel drive. It's not the all-wheel drive.
Yeah, nope, I know that part.
Okay, good, I didn't know if you, I mean,
I just need somebody to put some prices there.
It would have to be sealed bid.
you have to seal build. But we'll, yes, on the 2016 Tahoe.
I really try.
It's black.
You're getting rid of 2 of
It's
them,
already
correct?
ordered.
Yes.
Okay.
And
I'd asked
There you go.
Lennox to take a look at his fleet and see if there's some vehicles we can get disposed of, so that's what we're trying to do.
So the K9 one with the new motor that we just put in it. It's got less miles on the motor. Is the body in better shape than the Ford? Do you use the older Ford you're keeping or the other way around?
No, I mean, that's a 2013.
I know the age doesn't matter. You average 30,000 miles a year on these things in the town of Greensboro. I just know Billy kept it because they put a brand new motor in it.
He did tell me that.
That's why they kept it.
But that was the canine part that stinks to the high
Okay,
heavens,
get rid of it.
and you can't get that smell out.
Just get rid
So
of it.
that's-
Yeah,
that's
that's-
why-
Stu's old.
Yes, and the dog scent, so that 2013 Explorer and the Dodge Charger are the two immediately that, we don't, it's a 2012 Dodge Charger and a 2013 Ford Explorer.
Okay. Okay, you got everything you need, Ken? I mean, Amanda?
Sure.
Okay. All right, any new business? All right, town council discussion. You have anything? Christina?
No, just that, I'm not sure, if everybody was aware, I'm sure town hall is, but, it's Black History Month, and the niece is being honored. She works in the town hall as being the youngest and first African-American to be elected president of our historic society. So if you guys see her around, make sure you congratulate her and give her flowers. And, thank you again, Officer Trams, for sitting out in the rain on Super Bowl Sunday and Saturday, helping our young ladies troop 135 sell Girl Scout cookies. So
And we sold 101 the first day and 50 the second day.
Yeah,
Wow,
how many boxes did
It
you
was
buy?
56.
56?
It was 56
Oh,
boxes. We
56.
were 4 short of our goal.
Yes.
You should have told me.
I bought 4 boxes in my.
I bought 6.
You bought 6?
How about four?
It was a great thing, you know, trying to support the local agencies, and, organizations. So, it was really neat, so.
And lastly, this is Miss Delphi. She moved here about 2 years ago. She is a pastor and she's looking in ways that she can be an asset to the community. So I reassured her that there's plenty to do here in the way of outreach. So we're glad to have.
Welcome.
Well, if
Our
you,
meetings aren't usually this fun.
No.
and if you like, you can get with Tam and get on the rotation. We have a pastor come in at each meeting to do the invocation. So we've been using 2, so if you'd like to get in that rotation, so please let Miss Tam know. All right, Joe?
Just a touch on the Black history, I think Christina is probably the first African-American, female to sit up here on Greensboro Council.
Absolutely.
So I'd like to recognize that also. Basically, I mean, I'll make this short and sweet. I mean, I'm glad we put that poll out on Facebook. I mean, we had a lot of the community here to give us their input. I think that's what they needed. That's what we needed as we sit up here. So I think we're gonna work through this with the town citizens and everybody that's, you know, involved, with the wastewater treatment plant. So, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Bob.
And I just want to say, I think, and this goes back a while, I think the transparency and our communication has gotten a lot better with all the help from town employees, with everybody, with all the social media. We put a lot more out there. And if you don't know it, then there's other issues. I mean, we're a small community. We should be talking to our neighbors and informing them.
People know when it's important. They showed up tonight.
Right.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Well,
We appreciate everything that you all do too, you know,
And
so,
thanks for dealing with
right,
all
All
that you
that.
dealt with.
right, all the phone calls that you had to make and things of that nature, so we do appreciate you, Amanda.
Thank you.
You went through a lot.
Yep.
Absolutely. Brandon, everybody,
Right,
everybody that
everybody,
works,
Dawn,
everybody
and-
that works for the town, we appreciate you.
Yes. Hey,
And
Go
I'll
ahead.
say something, just that what Joe was saying. Just to clarify for the record, the first elected Black commissioner.
Mhm.
Uh,
is
Renee was
Christina.
the first appointed and I am.
First
the
elected.
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 Mhm.
Thanks.
I just wanted to say, make sure that you got firewood in if you need firewood. You got your snow shovel available, because we're getting snow this weekend.
Only 3 inches.
Snow is snow. Yeah, snow is snow. Every time snow falls, it sticks to the ground, it kills bugs and germs, which makes it a safer environment for us to play in.
Oh, ouch. Too soon? Nah,
So, and I'm sure Public Works is already prepared and ready for it, so. Just be careful when you play out there, because I am working this weekend and sometimes you never know who's gonna come get you.
We don't want to meet by accident.
Exactly.
Don't drink the yellow snow.
Right. All right, I don't have anything additional. I just would like to echo all of your comments. Congratulations to everybody in the recognition, and again, thanks to the town staff, because I was over for a lot of the week and saw the expression on their faces and how disillusioned that they were when they were trying to help people, but didn't seem to, no matter what they tried, it didn't seem to work. So thank you for all your hard work, and I know that the commissioners all support you.
Yes.
The town charter, can we push that to the next
Yeah.
meeting?
Yes, please.
All right.
Yeah,
Anybody else have anything good for the town? All right there, all done? Here, look for a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Out of here.
So
Good job.
Great deal.